PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code Cajun, all caps, C-A-J-U-N, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. It is Monday, October 16th. We are doing a back to the full 100s. Now that I've got my feet back under me and got some time here, we're going to do the PWCC weekly auction number 91, top 100 highest selling basketball cards. And as always, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. Before I get distracted, a couple of reminders regarding the channel. There's 4 ways you can support the channel. Go into the YouTube channel description, hit the About button, scroll down to the bottom and check them out. A reminder, the Cajun Cardboard MJ Hierarchy Project posters are available. If you guys haven't heard about this, I don't have time to explain it here because we're here to look at the PWCC weekly auction results. Go to the playlist, Cajun Cardboard's MJ Hierarchy. If you're interested in collecting Jordan, if you're interested in collecting any players from the 90s, these posters are a really cool way to sort of chart your way and navigate your way through what can sometimes be a complicated process. It's got a lot of pack odds for a lot of the inserts and parallels from the 90s on the back of the poster, and then it's got a graphical illustration of over 300 of the best Michael Jordan cards in the world from the decade of the 90s, if that's your joint like it is me. Let's get cranking here on the channel. As always, I'm sponsored by homage.com and PWCC, and that's why we're going to talk about the PWCC weekly auction number 91 that ended last night on October 15th. Let's start with an Oscar Robertson BVG 6.5 for $14.10. We've got the oft-mentioned and recently popular 1987 MarketCom Sports Illustrated Michael Jordan BGS 9 with 3 9.5 subgrades. This card does $14.40 last night. Then we've got a raw NBA certified Chet Holmgren Contenders cracked ice autograph rookie card. Chet looks phenomenal. That showdown that he had with 15 feet of fury, him and Victor Wembanyama in that preseason game that was somehow must-see TV. Neither one of them disappointed. They're going to have a hell of a battle along with Scoot Henderson for, I think, the NBA Rookie of the Year. 2013 Giannis draft selections. Remember, this is not his true base, but it's an insert set parallel. The Purple Prism, those were serial numbered to only 99. This is a PSA 10, pop 28. It does 1530. And then here's a card that I just keep saying over and over, not to, quote the young folks and the new, cats in the hobby, but this card is criminally undervalued. I don't say that very often, and I don't own this card, and I don't collect Dwayne Wade, but this 2003 Ultimate Collection, which was the exquisite before exquisite, is a serial number to only 250. It's on card. It's beautiful. It's a 9.510 with a 10 centering, so Gem Plus grade, $1,530. That is absolutely absurd that card is selling for the same price as a raw Chet Holmgren horizontal cracked ice contenders card. I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense. And I love Chet Holmgren to death, but the odds that Chet Holmgren's career will mimic or surpass or match that of the great Flash Dwayne Wade is extremely unlikely, to say the least. 1997 SPX Gold Tim Duncan, PSA 10, tough grade right there for this die-cut monster, $1,530. Speaking of criminally undervalued, we're going to see a Tim Duncan rookie card, serial numbered from one of the best products of the 90s, sell for an incredibly low price, in my opinion. Stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for Murderer's Row because once again, the king is back on top. So keep watching. Michael Jordan, one of my good friends from the great continent slash country of Australia, won this card last night. This is a Thunder and Lightning. Maybe he's going to roll the dice with PSA. Maybe he's going to roll the dice with BGS. We shall see. Looks like you got a little bit of paper loss that we're dealing with on this one here. It is NBA certified. $1,530. The pink ice BGS 10 Doncic does $1,590. And the 2018 Optic sticker auto Doncic PSA 9 does $1,590 as well. The first card we're going to look up on Card Ladders is 2012 Anthony Davis Prism Silver, from the era when silver really meant something. Go ahead and guess what the pop is of this bad boy right here. And again, Anthony Davis is primed to have a really big year. I know this is going to sound crazy because he gets hurt every year, but I think he's a great, maybe somebody to look at for MVP odds, because if he does happen to get in 68, 70 games, something like that, and the Lakers somehow end up in the top 1 or 2 in the West, along with the Suns and the Nuggets and a couple of other usual suspects, I think Anthony Davis' name is going to come up in that MVP conversation, and I got to believe his odds are going to be astronomical. I haven't looked at them, but I bet you they're crazy. It might be worth putting $10 on there to win 1,000 or something stupid like that. Pop 33 for this PSA 10 silver. These silvers from 2012 are incredibly rare. I know. I recently opened a 2012 box that was a gift from a very good friend of mine in the hobby, and I pulled 2 total silvers out of the box. Ironically, one of them was an Anthony Davis card. Stay tuned. You'll see that content on my channel in another Beat the Box series coming very, very soon. The cards are supposed to arrive today, so we'll wrap that series up. This is the sale right here. Huge drop from the last sale. This card can't figure out where it wants to go. The sale before this was $2,700 about 1 month ago. Drops all the way down to $1,590, which is the lowest price that this card has experienced in the last 2 years. This card hit in less than 2 years ago. This card hit $6,500. Now it's all the way down to an all-time low, not an all-time, but a 2-year low of $1,590. Enough about Anthony Davis. Here's a card that seems really cheap to me. $1,590. This is a Russell Westbrook Bowman Chrome. It is a pajama card, but what a great action pose right there. It is a serial number to 50 gold refractor PSA 10 pop 5 for a top 75 player, probably a top 50 player, and a first ballot Hall of Famer, $1,590. Right next to that, we have Walt Wesley, looking pretty devious in this picture, to be honest with you. We got some really great vintage pictures that we're going to talk about. You know how I love to notice the vintage stuff, but this is the great Walt Wesley, who has a lot of Delonte West in him, if you ask me. He even plays for the Cavs, which so did Delonte, but he looks a lot like Delonte West, in my opinion. A little bit yoked, a little bit more yoked. Delonte was a little scrawny. $1,590 for that Walt Wesley PSA 10. We got the LeBron 2002 white suit pre-rookie card, finest PSA 10. That card does $1,620. Let's check out what the Shaq. There's 2 Shaq rookie upper decks, right? There's the trade card, which is the 1B, and then there's the base card, which is the number 1. They look very similar, so make sure you understand the distinction between those 2 cards. This true base rookie card PSA 10 does $1,680. This is the Shaq chart for this card, right? It's only a pop 340. Look at the gem rate. Watch this. And I know because I've tried to grade a bunch of these. Come on now. Come on. Spin for me. Come on, Louisiana Internet. You can do it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not. You want to try it again? Nope. Not happening. Okay. Here's what we got. It sold for $1,680. The card was on a nice little trend here looking upward. It's down 18% over the last 1 year, but there's been some kind of undulations there. Maybe not all 10s are the same. Anyway, interesting results there. Franz Wagner's 75th anniversary mesmerizing patch right here. 4 colors. Really good looking card. Huge patch window. Good looking pose. On card auto. 910 for the autograph. Pop 9 does $1,710. Franz Wagner and Boncaro primed to do great things this year in Orlando, make that step and start knocking on the door to the playoffs in the East. The East is real top heavy, and then it starts to open up as you get to around the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seeds. So I think the Magic might sneak into that playoff conversation this year. $1,710 is the sale price for this 2003 Ultimate Collection jersey patch Jordan, serial number to 200. That's a BGS 9.5 mixed gem. And then, hold on, Doc, let's relax here. 3-time champion. I think 2 of those titles came in the ABA, so we need to just chill a little bit with that inscription. One of the game's greatest ambassadors. This is the 72 tops inscribed and autographed. 7.5, 10 for the autograph, which is awesome, and that's what I'm sure that buyer cares about. $1,710. The Pippen rookie in PSA 10 does $1,800. Here's Pippen's rookie card right now, down 23% over the last year. Scotty, you should not ever have talked about Michael Jordan. I don't think that's helping your card values. There are consequences to your actions, Scotty. Down 25% over the last 2 years, about the same over the last 1 year. It's only a pop 257. Really tough gem rate there. Apparently, card ladder pop reports are down today. I don't know why. We got a Steph Curry Elite 910, 1830, a blue Tatum PSA 10, 1950, and then we've got Rich Jones. You don't see a lot of black guys named Rich. It sounds like kind of a spoiled white fraternity kid first name, but Rich Jones, who played for the Chaparrals, I think somebody mentioned to me that was the old Dallas Mavericks or the Mavericks before the Mavericks or something like that. 1972 Topps Rich Jones PSA 10 does 1980. Some nice sweatbands in that picture. And then the most unassuming human being I've ever seen, Daryl with one R and one L. That's miserable. Thanks, Mom, who played for my Kentucky Colonels. And I say mine because I was actually, even though I'm Cajun Cardboard, I was actually born in Louisville, Kentucky. So I could have been Hillbilly Cardboard. But the Kentucky Colonels were my dad's team du jour and the team from that era with the great Dan Issel and a few others. But this Daryl Carrier, or maybe it's Darrell Carrier, does 2040 in a PSA 10. Here's a card I've never seen. I think this is just phenomenal. This is a really good looking card. Kudos to Don Russ for this one. It's called a genre graph, which is very difficult to say, and I don't like even saying the word genre because I don't like to sound French in any way, shape, or form, but this is a genre graph, or, you know, I guess if you're from Louisiana, you know how to pronounce it, but if you're from another state, it could be a genre graph. Luka Doncic autograph with LeBron James guarding him. I think that's a really cool image, really cool that it's horizontal. I think it's just a good-looking card. BGS 9.5, Pop 1, 2070. And then the great Gene Moore. Who could forget Gene Moore and his exploits for the Conquistadors? His 1972 PSA 10 card number 201 is a Pop 5. This is a set collector's dream, 2070. Then Willie Wise, which doesn't even sound like a real person's name, but Willie Wise goes for 2070 as well. Similar Pop 6. And then Walt Simon right next to him, 1972 Topps. 1972 Topps, another Chaparral, Steve Snapper Jones here. So all of these Pop 5, Pop 6, all going for around 2070 to 2130 in that range. I'm sure those are set collectors. And then this Spencer Dinwiddie lookalike, Charlie Williams, who was also a Conquistador, PSA 10, is also a Pop 6, also does 2160. So 5 cards in a row, 1972 PSA 10s. You know, for the most part, all of them are commons, but in PSA 10, there's nothing common about that, doing 2,000 plus for all of those. The Kobe Bryant Panini and Case scripted autograph serial number 25 does 2190. Another Kobe Panini Paramount, never heard of it. Penmanship Blue autograph serial number 25, that's on card, does 2,190. Some more 72 PSA 10 love. We've got Willie Sojourner here in a PSA 10. He does 2190. And then this angry little fella, Norm Van Leer, who's actually a really good player. Does 2,190. That Norm Van Leer, good looking card. Here's an interesting card. So it's a Panini Black. The card is a white knight. The background of the card is white. The player on the card is black, LeBron, and he's wearing a white leg sleeve and a white uniform. So very confusing card. The card is not black and white. Well, actually, the card is black and white. I've never seen it. It's really good looking. Okay, that is a really, really good looking card, good looking image. I love the design of this card. It is Panini Black White Knight. Kind of reminds me of the Topps Gold Label Black Label or Topps Gold Label Red Label, right? A confusing name, but a beautiful card nonetheless, just like those gold labels were. This 2022 Panini Black White Knight, LeBron James BGS 10 does 2,220. I got to believe that's a Pop 1. It doesn't say anything, but I'm just guessing. A Raw Kawhi NBA certified 2,220. A BVG 8.5 Bird Magic 2310, and then only 3 bullet holes here. I'm going to call these bullet holes, and stay tuned because we're about to get to the drive-by shooting one of one Giannis. But this is only 3 bullet holes. It's actually 3 diamonds. It's a 1 of 1 flawless platinum gems, 2,340 for this Giannis 5th year card, 14. 15, 16, 50-year card. Let's look up the Kawhi Leonard, right? So here's the Kawhi Leonard silver rookie. We looked up the Anthony Davis, and we saw what the trend was on that, and we saw that the Pop was in the 30s. The Kawhi is a Pop 42. The PSA 10 silver Kawhi does 2,400. A lot of people think are falling for the trick again and picking the Clippers to be relevant, and they're not going to be relevant. Somebody's going to get hurt. They're all old. Paul George is brittle. Kawhi never plays all the games. Russell Westbrook's getting older. It's going to be a problem. They're going to get hurt. They're not going to contend. But this card's on a very noticeable, steady downward trend, as it should be, because the dude's got to get on the floor. His career arc has just taken an absolute nosedive, as has his reputation, as has his sort of status amongst the all-time greats. He just I mean, basically, it's been a complete waste since he won the title with Toronto. He's only gone downward, unfortunately. 1 year trend right here, down 63%, and just hit the 1 year low of $2,400. I don't even want to think about the 2 year. It's actually not as bad because it jumped from there. Okay, so that's not quite as bad, honestly, to be quite honest. Anyway. Bad news there for Kawhi holders of that card. I like the pickup, though. All-time wise, Kawhi's still top 75. Maybe there'll be some value there. Who knows? Totally certified gold auto, Kobe 2520. This handsome devil right here, Toby Kimball, is not just the president of the hair loss for men, but he's our hair club for men, but he's also a client. 2,520 for this Toby Kimball, PSA 9. He played NBA basketball somehow. OC Jordan 2640, PSA 7. Steve Mix looks like a bouncer at the local club that you do not want to screw with. Let me just tell you that. Steve Mix was on the court for one reason, and it was to destroy anybody who touched the best player on the 76ers, who was not Steve Mix. So that's what you call an enforcer right there. This 76 tall boy PSA 10 Mix does 2,640. That's a pop 3. That's tough. I'm going to look this Kevin Durant card up. I don't give Durant enough love. Again, I still think he's one of the 5 best players in the world. He's on the 4-5 cusp. Let's just put it that way. 2,760 for this serial number to 399 card. Here it is, significantly down, right? The last one, 4,000. This one, 2,760. The card in February of this year was 6,600. Durant cards are taking a little bit of a beating right now, to say the least. 2 Bird Magics. One of them's autographed. One of them's a PSA 8. Both 2760. And then John Hummer looks like he was just the recipient of a Hummer. That is how happy he looks in this picture. Congrats on the Hummer, John. 2,760. That's a pop 2 card right there. Of course, he played for the Braves. So the Atlanta Braves baseball. No, that's different. Okay, so John Hummer, everybody. 1980 Topps Bird PSA 8. 1980 Topps Bird SGC 8.5. Both sell for $28.80. Which one would you rather have? Let's see. If we're buying the card, not the grade, you got to choose between those two. The first big Jordan card we're going to check out, the 1997 Topps Chrome Season's Best Refractor. Remember, there's a Topps version which is bedazzled and fast break and disco, but this is the Topps Chrome Refractor. Very, very, very prone to greening, this card is, okay? $3,000 for this Season's Best card number 6 last night. We've got it pulled up on your card ladder chart. Humongous jump last night, right? So this is a card that has traditionally been, if we look at the last 2 years, it's the highest the card sold for in 2 years with 23 sales. It's a pop 94. That is, I'm going to go ahead and go on a limb. That's probably an all-time high. Ooh, it's not. It's not an all-time high. The card has sold for higher, so we're still not back to pandemic or 2021 pricing, but a big jump, highest price paid in the last 2 years. The last one was $1,890. This one jumps over $1,000 to $3,000. So the first big Jordan move right there. PSA 8 with an E sticker for top 15% for PWCC. That's an exceptional sticker. This PSA 8 Maravich goes for $3,000. I have him right here. Huge jump. It's no coincidence when you look at this chart, and if you see the 2 highest sale prices, they both have yellow dots. Card ladder will denote a PWCC Eye Appeal sticker version with a yellow dot for the sales data point. And that is not a coincidence that the 2 highest out of the last 43 sales both have yellow dots and PWCC Eye Appeal stickers. BGS 10 Black Label Downtown Giannis 3,120. That's a pop 1. Kobe Auto 3240. I'm looking this one up because we don't give Iverson enough love. Another one of the great players from the 90s. BGS 9.5 Mixed Gem for this original Jambalaya 3,240 last night. That's impressive. It's a nice noticeable trend. The last 4 sales have gone 2520, 2640, 3150, and then to 3240 last night. It's only a pop 11 card right there. Card ladder population report still spinning. BGS 7 Jordan 3480, Eddie Miles, PSA 9 from 1969, the tall boy, does 3,600. Another tall boy, Gary Gregor, just sitting here in his underwear in his little man unitard. Not sure what he's doing, why he shaves his thighs but not his calves. All of this is confusing, including that leather basketball from like 1857. 3,600 for this Gary Gregor, Atlanta, PSA 9. The first sad news, and again, you guys know I've been in hiding. I've been working through a Raw collection that I've called the Cross Country Collection, and believe it or not, now is a great time to announce. Starting tomorrow night, it will be the biggest video series in the history of content. We are looking at a more than 100 episode video series on this Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel where I curate the largest sports card collection that I've ever purchased in my entire hobby career, and I'm old as shit. I'm 49 years old, so it really means something. 35,000 plus cards, more than 2,000 Michael Jordan cards. 99.999% of this collection was raw. I bought it sight unseen. I traveled 3,000 miles round trip to do it. It tells for a great story, and I'm bringing you guys along. I'm demanding that you journey with me and come along for the ride. You are going to see over 100 videos of me curating, synthesizing, perfecting, grading, revealing, and incorporating this raw collection into my personal PC, and then anything that I can't incorporate, I will sell because I had to take out a loan because this was a six-figure purchase. So I would love to pay the interest off. In case you haven't heard, interest rates are like a bazillion percent right now. So the sooner I can pay this balance down, the better. I will have buku cards for sale in fresh PSA slabs in the next 8 to 10 weeks, and for the next 5 to 6 months, I will have over 1,000 cards for sale. We'll talk more about that. Check out the playlist. It starts tomorrow night. It's called the Cross Country Collection. You can't miss it. The thumbnails really stand out, and I think it's going to be something you guys are really, really going to enjoy. Anyway, I lost this item. Getting back to it, this is probably the last card that I could consider buying because I am quite cash strapped, to say the least. In fact, I am in debt. I'm in hobby debt, which is something I never recommend for anybody, but this was a good opportunity. 3,840 for this finest number 271 Showstoppers Refractor. Let's pull him up. Where is he? Here he is. Is that a big jump? I wonder why I lost. The card jumped from 1,830 less than a month ago to 3,840. Ouch. No question, that's why I lost that card. It is a beautiful card. Loser, Cajun Cardboard. Another BGS 9.5 Jambalaya, Penny Hardaway outsells the Iverson. So that's interesting to me. Iverson 32.40, Penny Hardaway for $720 more, $39.60. Interesting result. The Jordan Finest, some people call this the Gold Refractor. Some people call it the Foundations Refractor. It's essentially just 96 Refractor number 291. It just happens to be gold. 3,960 for this MJ. Here it is, and this is really interesting because it's only a pop 38, but it's sold 6 times in the last year. As high as 5,945, then it came way down to 4,451, then it rebounded on October 14th to 4,650, and then last night it dropped all the way down to 3,960. So back-to-back sales. Again, it all depends on the card. Centering is always the issue with this card. Really tough to hide any centering issues from these 96 finest refractors. And so interesting result right there. A Jordan card that actually went noticeably down overnight. So I don't know, somebody else dig into that. I love this Jambalaya card. Another 9.5. So Rodman trumps Penny, trumps Iverson. The 9.5 Rodman does 4,200, a 9.5 star. This is the base card from the 1985. So second year star Jordan base card number 117 does $4,200 in a 9.5 minimum gem slab. Luther Rackley sounds like a jazz musician at an R&B club on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Come listen to the smooth sounds of Luther Rackley on Bourbon Street. 4,320 for this Rackley PSA 9. Great name, by the way. Rattle the Rackley. There's a million nicknames you could do for the great Luther Rackley. 96 Topps Chrome Kobe Bryant PSA 10 does 44.40. And this little fella right here was an NBA coach for a long time. This is Lionel Hollins PSA 10 for this 1976 tall boy, 4,800. That's a pop 4. Sticking with that theme, 1976 PSA 10. Brian Taylor does 4,800. And then Lynn Chappelle is only slightly high right here. So I don't think that the weed is worn off. Lynn Chappelle, not the best picture, Lynn. You're better than that. 4,800 for this Pop 11 PSA 9 Chappelle 1969 tops. Not 7.5 Jordan 57 rookie does 49.20. Here's the drive-by. I call it the drive-by because it looks like it's riddled with bullet holes. It's the 2020 flawless Giannis Antetokounmpo 1 of 1, which doesn't show a picture of Antetokounmpo anywhere on the front of the card. You've got to click it and look at the back, and there's a little tiny image of Giannis. This is the silliest card ever. I am going to offend whoever bought this card, but this is preposterous. This card right here makes no sense whatsoever. I just don't think you should be able to call it a Giannis Antetokounmpo card when there's not a picture of Giannis Antetokounmpo on the front of the card. It doesn't make sense. 5,040 for that card. Randy Smith, if that is your real name, 1976 Tall Boy PSA 10 does 5,040. And here's the card that I think this just defies logic to me. I know he's boring. I know he's non-controversial. I know he's not in the spotlight. He's not the most photogenic. He doesn't have the commercial appeal, but he's the greatest power forward that ever lived, and he's one of the 8 greatest basketball players that ever played the sport of basketball, and I will fight anybody who disagrees with that. He is. Go compare him to Kobe. Go compare the resume of Tim Duncan to Kobe. 1997 Flair Showcase Legacy Collection, Tier 1 type shit right here, people. PSA 10, Pop 2, serial number to 100, $5,160. That is absurd. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. Go look at what Zion Silvers and Doncic Silvers or Doncic base PSA 10 prisms were selling for. This is ridiculous. This is a steal. I am telling you, at some point, people are going to read the newspapers and understand how good Tim Duncan was. Again, I say that as somebody who doesn't own any Tim Duncan cards. I recently actually took a bath on an even better Tim Duncan card, the PMG Red. I just got slaughtered on it. And I hated to sell it at a loss because I think he's one of the greatest players that ever lived, but all paths lead to Jordan. You guys know my motto. Another 97 Jambalaya. So now we've got KG trumps Rodman, who trumps Penny, who trumps Iverson. This is the mixed gem KG. It goes for 5,160. This old BGS label, I'm assuming the subs are probably on the back. The coloring looks great on this. BGS 9.5 Iverson refractor does 5,160. A gold refractor LeBron from Topps Pristine. These are serial number to 99. This is a PSA 9. It does 5,400. Stay tuned because there's another one coming. And then I lose again. 1997 Topps Chrome, and you're going to see why I lost again. This is the 97 Topps Chrome. Phenomenal coloring, phenomenal centering. The PSA 10 is a low pop card. It sells for $5,400. Pop 64. Here you go. The last one sold 3 weeks ago for $3,235. I will tell you, I bid more than that, just like I did on that Showstoppers number 271 refractor, and it sold for $5,400, which is the highest it's sold for in the last full year, the last 6 sales. So once again, another Jordan with a huge spike. A 2007 Upper Deck All-Star Die Cuts Jordan PSA 10, Pop 10, does $5,640. And then Ricky, who doesn't look quite so sobers, this PSA 10 Ricky I'm Not Sobers does 5,760. Another 76 Tall Boy PSA 10 there. I love these cards. What a great looking card. This is when Kobe did that East Bay Funk dunk with those ugly Adidas shoes. 2007 Chronology. Love these Chronology autos. They're so good looking. The Upper Deck symbol looks so good against that black backdrop like that. 6,300. A really big Paul Pierce rookie card here. And there's probably no Hall of Fame player that I despise more than, is Isaiah Thomas in the Hall of Fame? Wait, he is. Never mind. There's only one player that I despise more than Paul Pierce and his bullshit and having to listen to his stupid mouth now talk about, you know, basketball in the media and show up to Celtics practice because he can't stand not having that attention. But this Paul Pierce rookie is a big one, right? This is his Star Rubies, serial number to only 25, BGS 9, and it does 6,300. Right next to it, we've seen this card a lot lately. This is a 2015 Color Match Light Blue Prism, Jokic PSA 10, 7,200 for this one. So this is interesting. Jokic looks amazing by all accounts thus far in the preseason. This one actually took a little dip back. So the last one hit 8,000 in August. It's been, what is that, 2 months, a little over 2 months, and now it's come all the way down here to 7,200. I say all the way down. That is still, higher than it was in May. So that's an interesting card. It's up 44% over the year in a market where pretty much everything else is down. Over the last 2 years, the card's up 80%. So Jokic collectors can rejoice. That's still a good result. I know it came down a little bit, but that card's on the move. And generally speaking, it's on the upward trend. 2 Curry autographs, 7,200, 7,500. The 2003 finest LeBron base, these were serial number to 999. Yeah, the base were serial number to 999. And I'm about to show you something you never thought you'd see again. Are you sitting down? Are you buckled up? You're not going to believe this. The 2003 LeBron James, yes, LeBron James card is up. Here it is. Can you believe it? Over the last year, there is a LeBron James card in the hobby that is actually up 22%. Again, 7,500 last sale, 7,500 this sale, 6,700 before that, 5,513 before that. So over the last year, the card is up. I'm not showing you the 2-year chart because it's too sad. I don't even want to look at it. Moving along. Another Steph Curry patch auto. Never thought I'd say that on this channel doing a PWCC recap. 7,800 for that Steph. And then here's a big time LeBron. So we saw the PSA 9 sell down here. What did the PSA 9 sell for? The PSA 9 sold for 5,400, and this is the same Topps Pristine Gold Refractor, and it sells for 8,700 in a BGS 9.5 mixed gem slab. So good looking sale there. I've got it pulled up. This one's actually down, so down 13%. Only 2 sales over the last year. You've got this $10,000 sale, and then last night 8,700 right there. And then right next to that, we've got the Dave Stallworth, $9,000 for this 1972 PSA 10. It's interesting because he, by all accounts, is definitely a common, but those other common 72 PSA 10s sold for significantly less than that. So I guess it was just 2 set collectors that were fighting over one card that they both needed. An Ultimate Collection Leadership Jordan, serial number to 25, BGS 8.5, 10 for the autograph, does 9,300. And then we keep seeing these Kobe Exquisite Collection patch autos selling a lot. This BGS 9 goes for 9,300. The Rave, right? Here we go. We've got a Jordan Tier 2 card. It's a 1997 Superman Rave. This is card number 190 in the set. It's not an insert, although it could be confused as one because it does look that good. These were serial numbered to only $399, and it is a pop 9 in PSA 10. 9,900, just shy of 5 figures. I've got it pulled up. The highest price ever paid for this card was $10,200. This card last night right here sells for $9,900. If we sort by date, that is a really big jump of $3,600 since the last sale on Golden in November. So right at a year ago, the card sold for $6,300, and it jumps all the way to $9,900 here on PWCC's weekly number 91. 2 more patch autos. Steph Curry sell for $10,200 and $10,500. The Jordan BGS 9 sells for $10,500. Another Kobe Bryant patch auto. This is the SGC, same exact card, just different slab, different grade. 9 with a 10 for the autograph does 11,100. A Steph Curry National Treasures laundry tag 1 of 1 PSA 8 does 12,600. This is from 2015 National Treasures. Now that's a unique card right there. Like this card right here, and I know it's not autograph, which makes it tough, but that card right there seems to be much more relevant and meaningful than these 2 cards right here, which are serial numbered to 5 and serial numbered to 15. I realize they have autographs on them, but give me a 1 of 1 from National Treasures all day long. The 1998 Fleer Brilliance Allen Iverson BGS 9. These are serial numbered to only 24. It's not a rookie card, but this is a monster sale for this Iverson card. $13,800 is a big-ass number. And then here we go. It's the top row, and it's Jordan, Johnny Moore, and Jordan. If you don't know why Johnny Moore is on this page, shame on you. Do your research. The 1986 Fleer linchpin card, along with the Jeff Malone and the Kareem sticker. Again, we're going to look at that in just a second in the chart, but this is the first card I wanted to draw your attention to, and I can't remember who it was, but a buddy messaged me on Instagram and said, hey, I got a card you might be interested in. And of course, I reminded him I don't collect Jordan autographs, but I was pretty fascinated because this is one of Jordan's cards that's difficult to find in a PSA DNA autograph on. It's his 1988 Fleer. We see lots of Jordan rookie autographs. We don't see very many 88 Fleer autographs, and of course now we know he's Upper Deck exclusive, so he's not autographing these cards anymore. $13,800 for this Jordan 88 Fleer, authentic grade. Should have got the card graded. The card looks freaking fantastic, to be honest with you. A little bit of edge wear on this right side, but the centering looks awesome. I don't know why you didn't get the card graded. And then the auto's authentic and the card is authentic, I guess. 1986 Fleer, Johnny Moore. Does $18,600. Of course, if you've been in the hobby long enough, and if you collect 86 Fleer, you know this card once hit $90,000. So here's the card today. That $18,000 sale is not a good one. The card had started to rise again, it looked like, with a $26,800 sale last. Again, remember, pop 68. There's not a lot of these bad boys to go around. Population report still spinning. 18,600, but I did want to show you the all-time high. Make sure I'm not a liar. Here you go. $84,000. Sorry, I was a liar. $84,000, and then it sold for, what is this? No, there it is, $90,000. What is going on here? 84. That's weird. I don't know how that's working. But the all-time high is 90,000. I thought I wasn't crazy, okay? And then it dropped all the way down here. And then I sold mine, I think that's mine right there, maybe 43,200. I'm almost positive. That was my Johnny Moore sale when I liquidated my 86 Fleer set. So could have been better, could have been worse. And then the big winner, right, is the 1997 Michael Jordan Platinum Medallions. Just an absolutely eye-popping, mesmerizing card. Let's take a closer look at this one. This is it. It's serial number to only 100. You can see the creepy-ass serial numbering on the back. Just a beautiful image on the card on the front. $24,000. For this card right here. I've got it pulled up, so let's do some research here. The last time this card sold in this grade, BGS 9, it sold for $31,200. If we search the PSA 10, you're not going to see a sale in the last year. You're not going to see a sale in the last 2 years. There's only 3 of them in the world. If we go to 9.5, you'll see the card has sold twice in the last 2 years, as high as $97,000. The last one sold in March of this year for $44,000. And then this one last night, of course, sells for $24,000. The last PSA 9 sold a couple of months ago, 5 months ago, for $24,000. And the BGS 9 last night sells for $24,000. So PSA 9, BGS 9 selling for about the same number. Again, just a monster, massive MJ card. It's good to see MJ take the top spot away from Kobe. It had been a while. Kobe had been on a little run. I think 4 weeks in a row, the top selling card was Kobe. And this week, it's the great master of them all. It is MJ. So we've got MJ, Johnny Moore, MJ. We've got Iverson, Curry, Kobe. We've got Jordan, Curry. So there's our top few sales. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic week in the hobby. I can't tell you how busy I've been in the hobby curating this collection. I can't wait to start sharing some of these videos and some of this content with you guys. You've seen me post some of these videos of these raw cards on Instagram and on YouTube. It's been a really, really fun journey. It's been one of the longest months of my life, which included the longest weekend of my life, which was an interesting trip up to Connecticut to snatch this collection and meet another great collector that laid the foundation in the hobby before me and reminds me a lot of myself. I think you guys are going to love the content. It is going to take over my channel, so I do want to caution you. It's not just Jordan, though. It's 90s, generally speaking, and some 80s. So it's going to be real fun content. Again, I don't have the greatest audio and visual. I don't spend a lot of time, fluffing up my videos. I don't have a sound stage and a dude to carry a camera and high def this or high def that. But I hope to make up for it with transparency, with truthfulness, with, showing you guys just the way that I collect in the hobby. For some reason, people have sort of, I guess there's a little niche out there where somebody's actually collecting in the hobby and doing video, and it's not just about clickbait, right? It's not just about flipping. It's not, again, I'm not here chasing views. I'm just taking you along for the ride. I've got to open these boxes. I've got to look at these cards. I figured y'all might as well look at them and open these boxes and prep these cards for grading to PSA and check out the grades when they come back along with me, because that's fun. I know I would like to watch that. And so I think it's going to be a nice, fun, long ass journey over the next literally 90 to 120 days of video content regarding the cross country collection. So you guys stay tuned. Keep collecting. Have a great week in the hobby, and peace.